It's the Zach64, the Jack of all fades, master of fun, and I'm here to discuss a serious topic. A topic that many generations would remember. Brother versus brother, friend versus friend. It was one of those things where it would change your entire childhood depending on what you decided to choose and what your friends decided to choose. And obviously I'm talking about the console wars.
Allow me to demonstrate the skill of Shaolin.
The console wars predominantly were fought between Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and Xbox. For Sega. And this was predominantly fought over hardware. Which one was better? Which one was the top pick? Which one had the most exclusives? Which ones had the best games? And of course, graphics. These were heated debates. These were hotly debated takes on whatever side you chose. But essentially, hardware was at the crux of many people's decisions. CDs versus cartridge, 3D versus 2D, innovation versus iterative improvements. But today, I am very confident to say that I believe the war is over, that the console wars are dead. Looking at the PlayStation 5 Pro's pricing, I find it very hard for anybody to disagree with that statement. At almost $700 US, $699.99 to be accurate, and the audacity to charge even more if you want a actual drive with it is absurd. And it's absurd for numerous reasons, but I am declaring this war done and over and won by no other than Xbox. I know, before you start throwing all the tomatoes at me and booing me, hear me out. The reason why I got to say this is very simple. Xbox, by extension Microsoft, saw the writing on the wall and decided a long time ago what they were going to do is get out of the hardware business totally and focus on the things that matter, which are the games, software, and specifically software as a service. You saw this move come with Microsoft Office, and now it's essentially the same thing is happening with the gaming industry. With their Game Pass, where you pay a monthly fee to play pretty much every game in their catalog, which rotates out, the need for hardware is becoming so archaic, so trivial, it's going the way of the dodo. The same way that buying a music CD is no longer a thing. This pricing is so out of touch with reality, it's staggering and bewildering. Because at this price point, I see no reason to be a console gamer at all. If this is the price point, you're much better served having a gaming PC, which is agnostic, meaning you can use whatever peripherals you like. You don't have to pay a monthly charge to be online and play your games. And most importantly, the games that you purchase will work on other hardware. Not to mention you could do things like, pay your bills and write an essay and et cetera, et cetera. I'm pretty sure all the beauty of being a PC gamer is known by most people at this point. But the major factor that was holding many people back were the cost. I mean, it's one thing to spend $300, $400 for a console and get a very good experience, but it's another to pay $700 for something that doesn't give you that superior experience. You are locked into an ecosystem. And I believe that PlayStation is riding way too high on this idea that Apple introduced with being the cool kid on the block or having a product that is more of a lifestyle choice than actually usable or utilitarianistic, which is not. It's for fucking entertainment. That's the whole purpose of people buying these hardware is to enjoy games, which you again have to buy separately. I don't understand the pricing here, and it definitely scares me to see what's going to be released for PlayStation 6. What is the value proposition for what you're getting with spending that kind of money on a console versus a PC? You can make a very good PC for about $600. And I shudder to think what you can do at almost $700-800 when you factor in the cost of controllers and other peripherals, and not to mention the cost of the actual service to get online. What Xbox has done here has made a very compelling product where if you purchase their console, which I don't honestly think they're going to be pushing this hard, you can play these games and you can play them on PC, and you can almost play these games on anything with a web browser at this point. It is becoming a very hard sell. And not to mention the price of said games are going up, where if you're an avid PC gamer, Steam sales, Humble Bundles, these things dramatically decrease the prices of games, especially games that are considered a bit old. And a bit old in this ecosystem is probably 6 months. Things that are a year out, yeah, you can get them for $5, maybe even $10 maximum. So I don't understand this push on hardware. Again, Nintendo is still a player in the space. I don't want to count out the big N, but let's just be honest here. The demographic for their products are usually children. And even with that being stated, they innovate. I mean, the Switch is an excellent product to a point where I used to play a lot of my PC games on my Switch when they converted them over. And Steam dropped a fucking banger when they released this thing, which is the Steam Deck. It is essentially a grown-up Switch. So I have a gaming PC and I still bought this thing because, yeah, it's a great innovation. It's just easy to use. It's something you can use on a flight, especially for people in my position. Again, an older gamer that have a lot of responsibilities, and I do tend to travel a lot for work. So this works out for a lot of people in my position. And since the average age of a gamer is now in their 30s, that's most of your user base. So as far as kids putting this on their wish list, I'm pretty sure they are, the PlayStation to be specific, but I doubt many parents are going to see a good value proposition here. And I think it's going to push a lot of them to purchase an Xbox, or better yet, a gaming PC, which allows you to play these Xbox games. Not to mention, with the acquisition of all of these studios, some of them being shut down, but again, I digress. You also have exclusives in the sense that you can play these same games that you have on console on your PC. And you can do it in a virtualized environment with Game Pass, where if you buy Game Pass, I believe Ultimate, you can play these games in the cloud. So you can even play them on your cell phone. So if you bought an Xbox as hardware, you now can play this on your cell phone, on your computer, and on the Xbox itself, where with PlayStation, you're essentially limited to that ecosystem. You have a PlayStation, you play PlayStation games. There's really nothing else you can do with it. You're not doing your taxes on this thing. So in any regards, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's Disaster 64, and I'm out.